Here's a question that reveals the biggest nutrition misconception of our time. Where do you get your protein? But here's what's wrong with that question. Your body doesn't use protein. When you eat protein, your body immediately breaks it down into amino acids, then rebuilds those amino acids into the specific proteins your body actually needs. So the real question should be, where do you get your amino acids? Cornell professor Colin Campbell discovered something that changed everything we thought we knew about protein. In controlled studies, animal protein at 20% of calories turned cancer growth on like a switch. At 5%, cancer stopped growing. But here's the kicker. Plant protein, even at 20%, showed no cancer promotion whatsoever. There are 9 essential amino acids your body cannot make: histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Essential means you must get them from food. Now, here's what the "you need meat" crowd doesn't want you to know. Every single plant food contains all 20 amino acids, including all 9 essential ones. The only truly incomplete protein in the entire food supply is gelatin, an animal product missing tryptophan. Meanwhile, beans, grains, vegetables, nuts, and seeds provide complete amino acid profiles. Plant protein digestibility is 89 to 92%, virtually identical to eggs at 91%, and meat at 90 to 94%. The difference is negligible. To Colin Campbell, Jacob Gould Sherman Professor Emeritus at Cornell with over 300 peer-reviewed papers, conducted the China study, following 6,500 people to examine diet and disease relationships. His laboratory research revealed that experimental cancer development could be turned on and off by adjusting animal protein consumption. At 20% animal protein, cancer grew aggressively. Reduced to 5%, cancer growth stopped. But vegetable protein at 20% induced no precancerous cells. The mechanism? Animal protein triggers IGF-1 release, insulin-like growth factor 1, a hormone that tells cells to grow and multiply. Great for children, dangerous for adults when cancer cells receive that same growth signal. Studies tracking 6,381 adults found that those aged 50 to 65 with high animal protein intake had 75% increased overall mortality and 4-fold increased cancer death risk. But plant protein showed the opposite effect: protective rather than promotional. Here's where it gets interesting. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has 2 jobs:
promote American agricultural products and advise Americans about healthy eating. That's like asking a car salesman to give you unbiased transportation advice. In 1991, the USDA actually withdrew their food pyramid due to pressure from meat and dairy producers.
The funding tells the story. About 800 times more public money and 190 times more lobbying dollars go to animal agriculture than plant alternatives. When Agriculture Canada considered emphasizing plant proteins, internal memos warned of negative implications for the meat and dairy industry. This isn't conspiracy, it's documented policy influence. In the 1800s, Carl Voigt found 52 grams of protein daily was sufficient for good health, but his students recommended 100 to 130 grams specifically to promote meat consumption. The current RDA of 0.8 grams per kilogram body weight represents the minimum to prevent deficiency, not an optimal amount. Americans now consume protein at twice the RDA. Men average double the requirement. Women exceed it by 50%. Yet industry-funded research keeps pushing for higher intakes, coincidentally creating demand for a $16 billion plus protein supplement market. When 68% of consumers plan to increase protein intake, despite already consuming excess amounts, you're looking at successful marketing, not nutritional need. If you choose animal products, preparation method matters significantly. Cooking meat at high temperatures, grilling, frying, barbecuing above 300 creates heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, compounds on the official NIH list of cancer-causing agents. HCAs form when amino acids, sugars, and creatine react at high heat. PAHs develop when fat drips onto flames, creating smoke that adheres to meat. The longer and hotter the cooking, the more carcinogens form. Studies link high consumption of well-done, fried, or barbecued meats to increased colorectal, pancreatic, and prostate cancer risks. Elite athletes increasingly demonstrate that plant amino acids not only meet performance demands, but enhance them. Scott Jurek, vegan for over 20 years, set the Appalachian Trail speed record, covering 2018 Olympics in Western states, 100-mile race 7 consecutive consecutive times. Patrick Baboumian became Germany's strongest man and set world records after eliminating animal products. He reports better recovery times, less joint pain, and reduced inflammation. 15 Tennessee Titans players adopted plant-based nutrition and made the playoffs for the first time in almost a decade. The science supports these outcomes. Plant foods contain 64 times more antioxidants than animal products, reducing inflammation and accelerating recovery.
When your fuel source doesn't trigger inflammatory responses or require excessive metabolic processing, performance naturally improves. Your body maintains amino acid pools and recycles approximately 90 grams of protein daily through its own breakdown and rebuilding processes. This makes amino acid deficiency on a varied plant diet virtually impossible. As Colin Campbell explains, it's virtually impossible not to get enough protein when eating diverse plant foods.
Beans provide lysine abundance, grains offer methionine, nuts and seeds contribute complete profiles. Your body doesn't care whether amino acids came from a cow that ate grass or directly from the grass itself. It uses them identically. The only difference is that plant sources don't come with IGF-1 elevation, inflammatory responses, or cooking-related carcinogens. The protein combining myth was debunked decades ago. You don't need specific combinations at each meal. Eating varied plant foods throughout the day provides all essential amino acids in appropriate ratios for human physiology. The protein question reveals how industry influence shapes nutrition beliefs. When someone asks, "Where do you get your protein?" they're really asking about amino acids, while unconsciously promoting the idea that meat is necessary for human health. The science shows otherwise. Understanding amino acids versus protein marketing gives you the power to make informed decisions based on evidence rather than industry messaging. Whether you choose plant or animal sources, you now know what your body actually needs and where to find it. If learning the difference between amino acids and protein surprised you, subscribe for more videos examining nutrition science versus nutrition marketing.